Yeah. Hey, this that special sauce. Spill that drip, I wipe it off. $1 million worth of game. Can't feel that I work too hard. Poetry on these songs. What's good? What's good? It's your boy Dopeboy Diesel back in the Doja Room, here with some soothing rain sounds going on in this motherfucker today. How y'all doing? To all my stoners, hippies, and hip-hop enthusiasts, you are welcome. Please step in, sit down, roll your blunt. We're going to talk some topics. We're going to talk some hip-hop. We're going to touch on a little bit of everything today. I'm glad to be back with you guys here today in the Doja Room. Real quick, before we get started, please hit this video with a like and a share. Please get into the comment section. Give this video a comment. Do all that good shit because I love to have a conversation with you guys and I love to keep these conversations going. Everyone is welcome. And yeah, let's talk what we love and make it a community thing. Now, I got a couple of topics here I want to knock out. We got a nice full show for you guys. A lot of things to touch on. So we're going to kind of try to rapid fire through as many topics as possible. Again, I'm happy to be back with you guys. I hope everybody is getting in tune with everything that we're doing. If you haven't already, please check out the Doja Room playlist. I just think that if you already fuck with the Doja Room, if you fuck with me, it's just one of those things you are going to want to do real quick. Let me just put that on for you guys so that you guys can see this because you're going to want to get into it. Check out our playlist. This is it right here. It's called Melodic Ice. This is the entire nice R&B vibes, you know what I'm saying, pop vibes. We got a little bit of everything in there for you guys, from Drake to Brent Fires to some Popcorn to your boy Truly, Dopeboy Diesel, you know that. And, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of flavor in there for everybody. Tim's, Kalani. It's a nice playlist to just put on, whether you just want to chill, you want to study, you want to ride through on a nice long drive to get you through it. You got some nice joints on there. So this is one of the official playlists of the Doja Room. And then if you want to hop on to some more hype vibes, you know what I'm saying, you want some more hip hop, you want some more rap, we got that too. This is Diesel's Doja. This is the #1 official curated playlist by me on the show. Like I said, this is Diesel's Doja. This is all what I'm listening to rap wise, hip hop wise. So yeah, if you want to get into that, if you have music for any of these playlists and you listen to these playlists and you feel like you got some vibes that can go into these, please, by all means, jump into my DMs, hop in there, talk to me, and let's get you on one of the playlists and let the fans of the Doja Room listen to you as well. Let's promote you. Let's get you in the community. Let's make sure niggas know your name. You know what I'm saying? So, without further ado, let's get into these topics because there has been a lot going on. We'll start off small because I thought this was pretty interesting. Now, real quick, let me switch this back real quick. Now, my boy Bobby Schmurda, this is an unfortunate circumstance that niggas is out here trying to play with the boy Bobby Schmurda like this. But, yeah, it was reported yesterday that Bobby Schmurda's latest tour has allegedly been canceled due to only selling 10 tickets per city. This tour was canceled because average ticket sales across markets were 10 per city. That's not viable under any circumstances, no matter the artist or budget. So, that's basically what they put out. This is I guess the booking agent that Bobby Schmurda is at odds with. And it's pretty unfortunate because I think that, you know, Bobby Schmurda a couple of years ago, he was like he was somewhat of a cultural icon, you know what I'm saying? Everybody respected how Bobby Schmurda went through, and carried out his sentence, did his time. He didn't talk. He did all the things right. He did the things that he was supposed to do. And when he popped out, it seemed like everybody was, on the Bobby Schmurda bandwagon. Now, where I feel like Bobby Schmurda went wrong, first of all, he waited so long to drop a first day out song. Like, bro, we were waiting for you to drop a first day out banger. Now, I get there probably was some shit going on with the label, but fuck that. Fuck that. Let the people hear you. Touch down, touch roads. Let the niggas know that you home. Like, fuck all of that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta realize that if you really know that you're a hit factory in this music shit, that you can just make one of those and it's just gonna go. My nigga, if they want that, if the label want to fuck that shit up, if they want to, not to say that you should just let niggas play with your money, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. But sometimes you just got to give some freebies for the fans. You know what I'm saying? You got Drake and Kendrick at their heights, giving freebies to the fans. Meet the Grams here. No label, no nothing. Here, I'm not gonna slap you with no copyright strikes. Drake dropping tracks on Instagram. Like, get a nigga some freebies. Nigga, sometimes it's better for you to be heard. It's better for your presence to still be here rather than you battling with your label. And that's just a personal opinion and, my knowledge and what I've seen throughout the industry. It's better that you go ahead and put that music out and let the people hear you and touch the people. That was where Bobby went wrong right there. He did that. He started going cold afterwards. You know what I'm saying? And the tracks that he did drop, I think one of them was pretty cool. But he had one with Quavo where it was just like, oh, bro, what the fuck is this? And you wasn't hitting, and Bobby wasn't hitting niggas consistently. Like, bro almost don't even drop music. I don't even know if he do be dropping music. I really don't know if he do be dropping music. But all of these niggas who been around you as far as this tour shit goes, all of these niggas who been around you when you popped out and, they were showing you respect and they were bigging you up and shit like that. Those same people, look, Quavo, you know what I'm saying? Do a tour with your boy. Do a tour with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Throw me on the tour. Let me open up. Let me get that footage, you know what I'm saying? Let me hype the crowd up. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let the people know that I'm still out here. I'm still rocking crowds. People are still showing up to see me. He needs that right now. So all of the people who were standing 10 toes behind him, y'all need to be the same people coming out, bringing him to these shows, bringing him on tours, bringing him to these pop-outs, and giving him a little boost. And at the same time, Bobby Schmurda gotta put in that work, nigga. You gotta go crazy, bro. You gotta drop. You gotta be dropping. You gotta be in the lab. You gotta be in the stew. When it comes down to this music shit, this rapping shit, you can't take an opportunity. You can't take that time for your shit to be fucked up. You can't take that risk. The best thing for you to do is continually drop. Let the heat stick. Let the trash go. And at the end of the day, your presence is still going to be felt. I don't even see this nigga Bobby Schmurda popping out to, you know what I'm saying? Popping out the shit. Like, pop out, bro. Show your face. But most importantly, drop some good music, man. Drop music. Now, I heard Rick Ross was on, has something to say about the beef. I haven't heard this yet. But I thought this was pretty interesting. So here's my reaction. Because apparently Rick Ross has joined the Backpedal tour. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. Let's see what he has to say. This is Rick Ross is open to squash his beef with Drake.
What was the root cause of the falling out with Drake? Was it someone had told me it was because of the way he had treated French on a record? Is that?
I mean, I spoke on that on the record I released. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that you know what I'm saying?
Because y'all got classics together.
If it's real, if real is gonna stay real. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Was it something really deep? Nah, that though. But if it's real, it's real, and that's what it is.
Could that ever be something you could ever see, like you guys talking it out? And you guys have so many classics together, such a long history together.
You never know. If a nigga send me a bottle of Luke Belaire, especially the white one, you know, you
the
never
white
know.
Bottle, yeah,
the
white bottle
go for any of these young out here.
Especially if it's a Magnum.
Send me a white Belaire bottle, and I'll take a picture with you, because that white Belaire bottle is the, you know what I'm saying.
What was the root cause of the falling out with the?
I don't really know what all that means. That doesn't really tell us much. But it's just funny because I wonder if niggas would be singing the same tune if Drake never showed that he is going to still be here regardless. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if that would still be the tune. Like, you know what I mean? I don't really necessarily feel like it would be the sentiment if Drake was really buried like these niggas like to, you know, parade around and act like. If Drake was really killed and dead, if he didn't have a #1 album still in the game, still dropping classics, still got the song of the summer, this is comical, you know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like Ross was one of the main people who was ready to jump in and take niggas' heads off and, you know, get his licks in when everybody was jumping niggas. Everybody was jumping him. Everybody was trying to kill him. Nigga, you were a part of the elimination of Drake, quote unquote. So for now, for you to say it's not that deep, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't know about that. I don't know if is it not that deep, or is it that you can't necessarily take this nigga out? Is it not that deep with you niggas, or is it that y'all see that y'all are powerless when it comes down to trying to take out a nigga like Drake? Y'all didn't do anything. Y'all didn't stop nothing. All y'all did was make the people that hate him more, and the people who already love him and fuck with him love and fuck with him more. So, you know, I really gotta question. I really gotta question, like, you know, where all of this shit is really coming from. I don't know what Ross and Drake's real relationship was like, but if it was on that deep of a level, where, you know, it can be mended and they can see past it or whatever, that's between Drake and Ross. You know what I'm saying? That's between the both of them, and, you know, you can't necessarily from the outside looking in really know what that relationship was really like, because it seemed like they were really close. It seemed like they did have a very strong mutual respect and bond, and those ties go deep. from all the way back to Wayne, and you know what I'm saying. There's always been love between Ross, MMG, Young Money, all of that. So and there's always been a little bit of beef and bad blood between them too. But at the end of the day, Meek and Drake, they made up. They got through their shit. So it wasn't necessarily like, even in that situation, it was something that couldn't be fixed. But I don't know. It's something different about you coming at me, the whole white boy angle, the whole you playing up to this pedophile angle and shit like that. I don't necessarily know if you can, from maybe your perspective, you can sit here and say that it wasn't that deep. But I don't necessarily think that, and that's up to Drake, but I don't necessarily think that he looks at it as it wasn't that deep, because you hopped on the bandwagon, nigga. You was playing that song too. You was popping out playing that shit too, bro. You was over here acting like niggas was pedophiles too. You never spoke on, and to this day, even in this interview, you have clear room to speak on this beef in its entirety, and speak to Drake's character and Not Like Us and that whole record, and who Drake really is. If it's not really, if it's not really that deep. If it's not really that deep. But if it is, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, will Ross and Drake ever amend whatever they had going on? I don't know. Me personally, it's 50-50, because if Drake truly feels like, and I feel like Drake is more so using Not Like Us as an angle against his label to make sure that he gets his bread, and as almost like an Uno reverse card. Because it was a record to try to knock out his value, to try to diminish his value. And, he's using it against the label to say that you're not about to use this to diminish my value. I think Drake and Ross's relationship may, mainly hang off of whether or not how Drake views the song, and how Drake truly feels about the song, which I think, like I said, he truly feels like a line was crossed. And for you to hop and align yourself on that side, I mean, you see where he's been putting everybody that's been on that side. So, and we're talking, I feel like things are different between him and like Future per se, because Future didn't necessarily hop on the Not Like Us. He didn't drag it, like, you know what I'm saying. He didn't necessarily go past the couple of albums that were made. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's different for Ross. Ross dragged it. Ross hopped on the Not Like Us. He feeding Kendrick angles, the whole white boy colonizer angle, and you know what I'm saying. So I don't think Ross is as redeemable as a Future, or you know what I'm saying. Like I don't know, between Metro Boomin, Ross, who else? Weekend. I don't necessarily think there's a path of return for those people. But for like a Future, maybe even an ASAP Rocky, because I don't even really think it was that deep between them and ASAP Rocky. But that depends on how ASAP Rocky feels, because I mean, that's your wife. So, but you know, it is what it is. You know, may the cards fall where they lay. But I don't think that it's necessarily a path back to good graces for Ross. And you know that's where I'm going to leave that one because you know there's a lot of work that needs to be done to really to really mend that relationship back to what it used to be. But do I want to continue to receive more music from Ross and Drake? Of course. But at the same time, it's not like they haven't given us plenty of countless tracks. If Drake never fuck with the nigga again, hey, I mean shit, we got plenty. So let's hop on to this next topic here. The fans side eyeing Dochi for how she behaved at the Met Gala. Guess they feel like she's starting to feel herself a little bit too much. Let's get into it.
I'm ready. Give me another. No, stop. Give me another umbrella now. Another one right there. And another one. I need another one. Another umbrella. I need four fucking umbrellas. Two more umbrellas.
So she's kind of like, yeah, if you are puzzled as to what's going on, I guess she has this box that she's either getting dressed or hiding herself in. This is quite ridiculous. But I don't know. I'm guessing people were trying to take pictures of her outfit before she was ready to present it was real. It was some real petty shit. If you ask me, it's some real petty shit. You know what I'm saying? Real petty shit. Uh, but you know, you can hear her, you know, talking to her staff saying, "Give me those fucking umbrellas! Like, hurry up now! Give me the umbrellas!" So,
Three more umbrellas. All right, make a path, everyone. Clear a path. Clear a path here. Clear a path. Do not let that fucking go. I will not. You look. I'm ready.
I don't know. I mean, part of it, if you feel like me personally, I don't like niggas talking to me like this, whether I work for you or not. But things get a little tricky when you get higher up in the totem pole and the people that you're working with and the level of tolerance that they have for imperfection. So, me personally, could she talk? I mean, I don't know. It depends on how the relationship was, but or first glance, hell no. But like I said, it all seems petty to me with this whole trying to hide your outfit and oh my god, give me these fucking umbrellas. It's just not a good look. Perception is everything, and you got that one notch. People already. This is the thing, and if I can give any advice to Dochi, if I could give like, you know, if people are already side eyeing you, you already have this group of people swelling up who feel like, you know, you're forced, you're an industry plant, you know, you're not this person that you're being hyped up to be. And then you give them more reasons, even in perception wise, you give them more reasons to point out and say, oh, look, hey. Now, sometimes you just can't help it. You can just breathe and niggas is going to find a problem, an issue with it. But I don't know. Like I said, this just seems petty to me. This whole thing just everybody else just comes and they're like, nobody does this. So I'm trying to figure out what maybe she has to break this down. So she actually did post another post after this. She says, all jokes aside, I'm so proud of my glam team and the LV team for an incredible night. We've been dreaming about this Met for a long time, and the theme this year is such an alignment with who I am and what I stand for. It's nothing but God that this year was our debut. Everyone killed it. We nailed the theme, and a time was had. Now, I don't know if we can maybe pull up what Dochi was wearing, but was it that crazy? Was it that serious? Let me see. Let me see real quick. Let me see. I'm dead. Let me see real quick. So this is what Dochi was wearing. I don't know. Was it that? Was it worth all of that? What am I missing? What am I missing? I mean, Dochi is a beautiful girl. The whole natural look. It's a dope look. Don't get me wrong, but like, what were you? I don't see people like trying to take pictures of her, the umbrellas, all of it. Like, what would break this down? Like because people are looking at this just like how I'm looking at this. We don't understand what all of this is about. All of this is for. We see everybody else just shows up to the Met Gala and they're dressed, they're prepared, like they're wearing what they're going to be wearing. So I don't know. I don't fucking know. Look, I don't know, but you got to understand, people are not getting what this whole thing is supposed to be about. We're not getting what this whole thing is supposed to be about. Maybe she didn't want no rain on her. She didn't want no water on her. She got her natural hair or whatever. Maybe that's why she wants all the umbrellas and she's trying not to be seen. Oh, maybe she's on the way to the Met Gala and she's trying not to be seen. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she's on her way to the Met Gala and she doesn't want her outfit to pop until she gets to the Met Gala. So let's look at it like that, I guess. And even still, I think you're doing way too much. Like, how the fuck does everybody else get there without being seen? Like, is it going to be that serious that somebody caught you before you got to the Met Gala, or do you have to be shot exclusively at the Met Gala? You have to be seen. I don't know. Perfection like that is what puts you at the top. I can't lie. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Hopefully she doesn't take too big of a hit from all of that. But I just think it's ridiculous if you ask me. Okay, let's keep this moving along though. If I can go off topic for a second, or off hip hop for a second, because I thought this was pretty interesting, this post. And it said, if your kid hits a teacher, you may go to jail under Georgia's Parent Accountability Act, proposed by the teachers union. Proposed by the teachers union. Now, I think, well, shit. Now, normal people like me, we look at something like this like, huh, okay, this ain't got nothing to do with me. This don't got a damn thing to do with me. So, good luck to everybody else. Good luck to, but, yeah, y'all got some work to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, make sure your kids ain't going in there beating on these motherfucking teachers. And then you got stupid people already off the first comment, and you see someone says, another pipeline to prison for guess who? Guess the fuck who? And, my first reaction to this is just, we can't sit here and use these situations and these, like why, as black people, I don't give a fuck who you are. But black people need to stop trying to make this like, oh God, they're targeting us again. Like, no, nigga. Like, the fuck, we're targeting niggas who can't control their fucking kids. You're targeting niggas who can't control their fucking kids. It's just that simple. She says another pipeline to prison for guess the fuck who. Nigga said insane argument to make, which it is. It's an insane fucking argument to make. What do you mean it's another pipeline to like, why are your kids going into class, going into school, hitting on these teachers, beating on these teachers? If you ask me, shit, it's time to start letting these teachers whoop some ass back. Shit, they having it rough in this motherfucker. These kids are terrible. These parents are worse. Yo, nigga said just big, funky, and R-worded. Oh my God. I'm guessing bad parents. Shorty said disparagingly, like everyone else. Said, well, the parents need to step up and do their job and be parents. She says, teach the class. Like, what the fuck is she talking? You know, you talking to a half cell, brain cell motherfucker. So someone says, imagine you're living a good life, you're successful, money coming in good. Now you're headed to prison because your fucking kid hit a teacher, and now your kid has to get put into the system or go live with another family member. What is this stupid shit? And to that, I say, why is your kid so unhinged that they would put their hands on an adult? And I think this should be going to middle school and up. Middle school and up, 6th grade on up. These little niggas is trying to beat on you and fight you and do all of this crazy shit. Hell yeah. Hell the fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Now, it should be something easy. It should be something that you can, you know, it should be something that you can easily and maybe not necessarily go to jail. Maybe that's a little bit extreme. But maybe you should definitely be fined. You should definitely be fined. You should definitely be able to be fined and have to pay for any damages or, you know, whatever, you know, happened to the teacher or classroom in the incident. You know, to go into jail may be a little bit harsh, but still, why the fuck is kids beating on fucking teeth? What kind of, why is that not being addressed first? Which is happening more and more. I just sit here and look at these videos. Nigga, my Twitter is laced with fight videos, fight pages, and all of that. That's all I do. It's like the World Star is one of my favorite shits. I still be on World Star daily, watching somebody get their ass whooped. I can't stop. Why should I? But yeah, like, this is how you stay in tune with these shits. And more times than not, you see these kids fighting these teachers, fighting each other. They be wilding out in school. This person says, how about we look for solutions that don't boost the incarceration rate? Because I did a lot of things in school, especially in high school, that my parents didn't know about or couldn't stop me from doing it. And how are we as parents supposed to control their kids when most forms of discipline are illegal? Look, you can sit here and act like some shit is illegal. My kid come up, look, I had a cousin who put his hands on a teacher. He got his ass whooped every time his mother thought about it. Every time she thought about it, ass whooping. Every time she thought about it, got mad, ass whooping. Just consistent ass whoopings throughout the day. Just randomly guerrilla tactics, ass whooping. Guerrilla tactics. Just, you ain't never got an ass whooping, and it's just constant guerrilla tactics all throughout the day, nigga. Just pop up, whoop your ass for no reason. You just sitting there chilling, thinking everything is over. Pop up, beating your ass. Pop up, beating your ass. Leave. You thinking everything's good. You eating dinner. Just getting the ass whooping out at dinner. At the dinner table for no fucking reason. Well, it is for a reason, but for no fuck, out of nowhere, out of the blue. Just beating your ass and disappearing all day. I'm telling you, some of these niggas need that. And if you put your hands on a teacher, that's what you should get. That's what I would do. That's what the fuck I would do. Nigga said illegal. Fuck illegal, nigga. Fucking illegal. And if we hit our kid for hitting you, we will get sent to jail. No, you won't. No, you won't. Please, shut up. Good. This needs to be, especially not in the South, baby. Good. This needs to be a federal law, and I promise you, if the parents were held accountable for these badass kids, we will see less mess. And I don't think that's necessarily a lie. I don't think that's necessarily a lie. I think these people need to be held accountable in some type of way, some type of fashion. So, I don't know. Get into the comment box. I really want to hear from you guys with this one. I really want to see what you guys are thinking when it comes down to that particular this particular topic, because I think that's pretty interesting. I think it's a pretty interesting topic, and yeah, we should talk more about this, and we should actually do more to find a solution for shit like this. I think that's pretty dope of them to try to pursue. So let's get into the next one, real quick. We firing off. The next thing, we got some Trump shit. It says President Trump's 2026 budget proposal would effectively dismantle the Section 8 program, eliminating Section 8 vouchers and replacing it with a plan to allow states to design their own rental assistance program. Now, what do you guys think? Is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? Let's get into some of what the people are saying here. It says, this motherfucker is a cold piece of work, dog. But it's not just black folks on Section 8. It's Hispanics and Caucasian folks as well throughout the nation on Section 8. Don't think this is race related towards our people. Trump is just on some whole other shit. This says, Project 2025, shaking my head and dumb niggas said it wasn't real. Next person says, damn, so he's just driving up homelessness, especially for seniors, disabled people, and vets. States will fall short, and without federal rules, tenant protections vanish. Millions could be left behind. Low-income residents are cooked. And as you can see, this is the one I pretty much agreed with the most. And it says, let's be real. Section 8 plan is horrible. You have people on Section 8 for over 20 plus years just abusing it. It should be a stepping stone for when you fall short. 5 years max. After that, it goes to someone else. Let's see what the people said about this, because this is the one I agreed with. As you can see, this is the one I agreed with the most. This hit the nail on there for me. Section 8, I've seen it. I have family members who very much have been those exact people on Section 8 holding down their apartment for 20 plus years. And then when they're, when they pass away or, something like that happens, it passes down to their children who have grown up in an environment where, their parents didn't have to pay too much with rent for whatever the circumstance may be. And, you have a little bit extra time and extra funds to save and put away and do other things, but everybody doesn't necessarily use that as a time to get themselves together. And I think if Trump is to abolish the Section 8 program, that we will see more models exactly like this, especially in southern states and red states. We'll see a model more like this, a 5-year max. You'll definitely, if he abolishes this, you're at the mercy of the housing, the housing and renters market lobbyists going in and saying, hey, this is what we're willing to do instead. As long as Trump, I feel like, is saying, give me a different plan, set up something different, don't just do away with it altogether, but present something different, something that is not going to have these people on Section 8 for 20 to 30 years. And have Section 8 apartments, in their family for generations at certain points in certain cases. You know what I'm saying? To where people who actually need this help and actually need this relief are looking at 10-year waiting list, 15-year waiting list. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is ridiculous. So let's get into some of these comments and see who agrees, who disagrees, and what the conversation is around this particular comment right here. It says, I agree because this is enough time to stack and save. Rent is usually the main factor that prevents people from saving. It says, go try that 5-year max nonsense you're speaking. Rent go up $750 every 6 months, allowed by law. No matter what you're making, you will never be able to afford an apartment or home that demands 3 times the rent slash mortgage. A 3,700 apartment and home 6K minimum average. Just hush, please. She says that should be enough time. They have programs that help those on Section 8 obtain houses as long as they take the course. Then the state offers them up to $75,000 to $100,000 on a home for closing, and remaining goes to the loan. Your mortgage is less than what your payment, what you pay market rent. So she had a little bit of a clap back there. Let's keep on going. Other countries have housing subsidies. You just don't travel anywhere, so you don't believe that the government should be a partner with taxpayers. It says other countries have them, but people aren't getting them at 18 and dying on them because they don't want to get up and apply themselves. This is assistance to help you, not take care of you for life. If you're an able body, you can respond without being ignorant. You don't know where I've been or what I've known. So, just a personal jab there. She's just getting her shit off. The next one says, which is wild because they give you money to accomplish goals like going to school, etc. The end result is you no longer will need housing, etc. This one says, elderly and disabled still need it. She says, I stated in previous posts that this is true, but aside from them, it's a huge percentage that just don't care to elevate. And yeah, perhaps it should be, a cap off of the limit when you hit a certain age. For example, my grandmother is on Section 8, and she does her thing. She does her thing, and she's been there for a very long time, but she is in her 80s. She needs it. She lives alone. You know what I'm saying? She can't do too much for herself. So the little bit of money that she has goes to making sure that she can move around, buy things, pay for her aid assistance, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So I understand it when it comes down to the elderly and people on that level, but when it comes down to other people that I know who are like some people said, able-bodied, they have their sense with them, they're not disabled, they're not anything like that, they go to work every day, they just have to save their money and make sure they're doing what they need to do to get on out of there. The system wouldn't be so bad if those people had a 5-year max to stack their money and keep on moving. But then again too, and to play devil's advocate for the people who are not in agreement with this, some people haven't prepared themselves and prepared their lives for for them to be able to make a sustainable income, to be able to take care of them in such a place. And even to that, I say there's places that you can move, there's places to go, there's other things to do besides sit here and suffer. There's plenty of places around the country who don't charge you an arm and a leg to live and to afford a roof over your head. You just have to go to those places. You know what I'm saying? You just have to go to those places, find those places, and you know, it'll those resources will be there for you. But you just have to apply yourself as well. You know, 5 years is enough time for you to, you know, take that time of not necessarily paying for rent and take some classes. Go to school, hit the books, and you know, do some studies that's going to help you get a job that's going to really take care of you, help you get your own place, and be able to sustain your lifestyle, you know, and keep up with the things that you want to do and have fun, relax, maybe get married, find a girl, have kids, whatever. So, you know, these things are important, and more things like this are going to become a conversation because things are getting worse and worse for people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not getting any better out here, and you know, I feel like Trump is making some moves to better the economy and the people in the long run, but you know, short term, we knew we are not going to see. It's going to be, you know, a tough couple of years, and just navigating if you're not, you know, the top with some of the top earners in the country or the world, you know, then you're affected by all of the craziness going on in the world. So with things like this going on, we can help ourselves, you know, revitalize our country in a way that we have more workers, we have more willing bodies. And you know, because I think our workforce is shit. I think our workforce is shit, and I think even when it comes down to uh, you know, how Elon Musk and Vivek tried to bring in workers on the HB1 visas. As a manager, as a person who hires and fires and has to manage grown ass people on a day to day basis, you know, it the workforce is shit. Unless you're hiring at a certain age, the workforce is crap. Like it's complete bullshit. So, I mean, you're gonna really have to dig to find good workers, and you're gonna have to be in a place that wants to pay for good workers at the same time, which is also not a lot of places. You know, it's also equally as hard to find as much as the workers. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, I think this is an interesting topic. I want you guys to also get into the comment section about this because what is your stance on us abolishing Section 8? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think it's something that, you know, where we can find some common ground in the middle? Do you have a better plan? Do you have a better idea of how we can, you know, do this whole Section 8 things? Because I'm telling you, even if you do want to get on Section 8, and if you're also a person who wants to benefit from this, you can't if the waiting list are 20, 15 years, 10 years. Like, that defeats the whole purpose. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to go if you need assistance and be able to find a place and say, okay, I need assistance right now. I need to get something to help me get on my feet right now, and be able to find that without waiting 15 years. In 15 years, you can hit the fucking lotto if you play it every day. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you better off playing the lotto every day for 15 years. I'm just being honest. So, you know, that's my opinion on that. Last but not least, I just want to get into um, some of this Diddy stuff because I did speak to. Oh yes, and like I said, as promised, I did speak to some of the people in Diddy's camp. Some of the people who have been to court with him, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna get into a little bit of that. Let me just pull that up because what they're doing now is picking jurors for the case, and which they're having a very, very hard time doing. But contrary to popular belief, because I seen,
This is my
and we'll get into this in a second, but I seen the Law and Order, I think it was called, that guy. I seen him, make a comment that Diddy was nervous, and he looked, he was in some type of way or fashion like he was nervous or defeated. Or let me just be the first to say that Diddy is going into this, and I have it on good authority, and from talking to the people that I've talked to, including, like I said, one of the people that sat there in court with him, who was there, when he got arrested. He's feeling very confident. He's coming in there with that classic Diddy energy, that can't stop, won't stop energy, and he's looking at this, and with his back straight and his head held high. And that's what I got, and that's the direct quote that I got from the people over in Sean Combs' camp. So let me just say that, he's not feeling any type of, it is what it is. He's a warrior, and at the end of the day, it was like it was told to me, he ain't crying, he ain't, shaking and rocking back and forth in the corner like some bitch. He's sitting there, whether he went on some down times and he went through some low times, he's been taking it as a warrior, and he's been keeping his head held high throughout this entire thing. So, I'm glad to hear that at very least, and I do feel like it's starting to become a pile-on of just extra noise, people trying to come and collect their check and get their opportunity to, get their payday. So I think it's important that we, really get down to the truth and the facts of the matter of what was going down, and not just, put something on a nigga's jacket that he doesn't necessarily, have to wear, or he didn't necessarily do. It's just not fair. So, and it's unnecessary. At this point, we have evidence, and we've seen where, the case thus far, and the settlement and the videos have gotten him, even to the point to where they can't even really find jury members, because it's hard to find people who aren't already biased and who aren't already looking at Diddy with a skewed view, which was textbook by the prosecutors. And this was, I feel like it was definitely purposely done so that, and if you think about it, it's almost ingenious. It's almost genius, because they almost can't find anyone. You either find somebody who just doesn't give a fuck and still fucks with Diddy, or you find somebody who thinks he's the fucking scum of the earth. Which 9 times out of 10, you're gonna find somebody who thinks he's the fucking scum of the earth, and he's in New York. That's no bueno. You in New York, you're on video beating a woman, kicking her, dragging her. Yeah, you're cooked. So, I don't know how fair the trial will be. I'm sure a lot of people won't care if it's fair or not. And when people just don't care, and you grow to hate a person more than following the laws of the land and carrying things out properly and you think, well, he deserves it anyway, well, fuck it. It's times like this where we start to slip up and we dig a hole for all of ourselves. So it's important for us, like I said, to take the good with the bad and decipher exactly what needs to be deciphered, what needs to be taken away, and what he needs to be held accountable for. But you know, innocent until proven guilty and all that jazz. And I wish him the best as somebody who has, as I said, who's been around, who's, you know, seen how he treats his family. And it kind of makes me wonder because, you know, I know personally, just from being around these guys and listening to conversations and listening to, you know, what he tries to make them about and make his sons out to be. And he always seemed like he pushed them to be young moguls, you know, be, you know, the moguls who drive the family in any event. He always made them go out there and make their own money. Yes, he's Diddy, but go out there and make your own money, make your own deals, form your own connections and networks, and make shit happen. Don't just sit here and look to me to feed you for the rest of your life. And I think that was a key thing that Diddy did. And like I said, this is just from personal knowledge. I know that he did this. From being around, I know that he did this. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me wonder personally if he did this in anticipation that a day like this may come, you know, that it, like maybe perhaps a day like this would arrive, that, you know, maybe he knew that if you continue to have so many accusations or skeletons in the closet, quote unquote, that eventually it will start to spill over. And you got to make sure that your kids are equipped to continue to feed themselves and take care of the family and take care of themselves without you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just a tidbit from behind the scenes, if that matters much to you guys. But, you know, I'm going to be continuing to follow this case and, you know, keep a temperature check on how Diddy's feeling, perhaps on how his family is feeling as well. But, you know, it is a hard time for them. It is a touchy thing for them. So, you know, they are very, very closed with the information that they give out and who they talk to. So, you know, this is why your boy, I gotta get in my journalism bag just a tad bit to do what I gotta do for you guys and to make sure that y'all getting some exclusive content here in the Doja Room. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what this lady has to say about the whole case and get into some of this. It seems like she had a breakdown. It says blogger Stephanie Sue describes Diddy's current look as a fuzzy koala and mentions that he made eye contact with every single member of the press in the courtroom. Okay.
I just spent 8 hours in a room with Diddy. This is my first time leaving the house in 3 months, and I'm at a federal courthouse in New York City. This is day 2 of jury selection for Diddy's trial. And it was, okay, listen, there's no video cameras allowed. There's nothing. It's not being live streamed. And there's only 3 rows of press that were allowed inside. Listen, the sketch artists are so good, but something about seeing him in person in the same room was so intense. He would turn around and make eye contact with like each members of the press and just like everyone in the courthouse. And the way that we can describe the way he looks, because there's no pictures allowed, so we don't really know, but the way he looks is, okay, we were having debates about this during lunch, but it's like, you know, koalas when they get fuzzy, like if it's really humid and they have like very fuzzy grayish white hair, he kind of is reminiscent to that. But let me tell you, the way he looks at every single person in that courtroom is the most intense thing ever. I feel like he's challenging people to break eye contact first. I almost peed myself. But I'm going to go through all of the jury selection details in maybe another TikTok, maybe in a YouTube video. Follow Rotten Mango on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, YouTube. But starting Monday, once the actual trial starts, once the opening statements start, I'm going to be in there every single day, and I'm going to give you all the details every single day.
Yeah, and as will I will have somebody who's in court who I can, as I said, give you a little bit of perspective. And if niggas is spinning little angles and doing little weird shit like this, now I don't know if this whole eye contact angle is you know, is a thing, if it's a real thing. But I don't know, perhaps I can get a outside perspective on, you know, on this particular thing, because I don't know, seems a little weird. But you know, and unless he was talking to them or they were asking questions or whatever the case may be, I don't understand why he would just be turning around staring down the press. But you know, it is what it is. And I would love to get his take on, you know, on that in particular. So perhaps I can get that for you guys. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I appreciate you guys for stopping through in the motherfucking Doja Room. It's always a pleasure. Before you guys go, as if you have stayed this long, first of all, congratulations, thank you, and you are one of my motherfucking rounds, okay? I fuck with you the long way. Please give this video a like. Again, share it to your friends. Share it to your hip-hop communities. Share it to the Drake fans. Share it to the Kendrick fans, too. They hate me, but they love to watch me. So, yeah, I mean, get in and really just have a conversation with me, because, like I said, I always love having you guys stop through and get into the show and share your opinions as well. This is a little bit of a different flavor today. It's not all purely hip hop, but I want to continue to give and deliver some Doja Room content to you guys. It's a lot going on out here, and we'll be back with it's gonna be a nice full weekend. It's gonna be a nice full weekend. I got a lot. It's gonna be a lot going on with the trial. It's gonna be a nice free weekend for me. I want to get into some more video game news and topics next episode. So next episode, yeah, I'll be getting into some more of this Oblivion breakdown. Perhaps I'll get into a little bit of a Marvel Snap breakdown, and what's going on with that and how I feel about. Yeah, I think I want to start breaking down the Marvel Snap seasons, bringing that crowd in here. Come on in here, because I love Marvel Snap. I play it every day. So, and I hope you guys maybe start playing Marvel Snap and get in here and start snapping with me too. So, yes, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys, again, please fuck with the playlist as well. I would greatly appreciate it. Continue to pop out for your boy. Listen to what we got. And if you want your music on there as well, hop in there and hop in my DMs. Holla at me. You see where I'm at. It's your boy Dopeboy Diesel on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? So as you see, Dopeboy Diesel, and you can even hit me on IG if you want me to. It's Dopeboy Diesel. And yeah, let's have a conversation. Let's get you on these playlists, and let's continue to have a great time, guys. I think we had a great time here today. All right. So to all my stoners, hippies, and hip hop enthusiasts, I hope you rolled one up. I hope you had a great time. I hope you got to, you know, get your mind moving with some of these topics. But as I've said twice already, that's all I got for you today, and I'm out. Yeah. Hey, this that special sauce. Spill that drip, I wipe it off. $1 million worth of game. Can't feel that I work too hard. Poetry all in these